I am leaving Muxia and the rain jacket's on for the first time in I think weeks and weeks. I have not experienced much rain at all, and right now it's just kind of spitting rain, and I think it's gonna stop as the morning goes on. But in any case, kind of a new thing for the morning. So leaving Muxia and heading back towards Santiago. I have a feeling I am either going to enjoy going in the opposite direction or I'm not going to like it at all. We'll see. I don't know how well waymarked the way is going to be. I mean, I've been paying attention when I walked out to Finisterre, and there are definitely signs. It's just they're not going to be as many, so I'm going to have to pay closer attention to where I'm going. But I do think I'm going to have some quiet walking because I think, there may be a few others headed the other way, but I'll probably just eventually be passing pilgrims coming in the opposite direction. So could be interesting. Okay, I need to pay attention. Oh, look, I see an arrow. No, arrow is for an albergue. Okay, I need to pay attention. Well, it just stopped raining, kind of. It's still a little misty out, but that was a solid 2 hours of walking in the rain. More than just the spitting rain. Ugh. I mean, I am so lucky. There were a few partial days of rain when I was on the Camino Vasco, but that was over a month ago. I had a tiny bit of rain one day for an hour or two on the Norte, and otherwise it hasn't rained. So this was the worst rain that I've walked in on this whole Camino, and this is day number 41. So it's not bad. And I don't think it's going to be like this all day either. So I just have to dry out though. Like everything is wet. This rain jacket, I mean, it's fine. This is what happens when it rains. And it's summer and it's humid. And so I'm hot and I'm sweating, but my t-shirt's wet and the back of my shorts are wet and everything's wet. Ugh. But I'll dry out. Okay. I think in 2 kilometers there's going to be a coffee stop. I have been hoping to stop a little further back after only 3 or 4 kilometers, but those cafes were closed. So I have to walk the first 10 kilometers, but I had instant coffee this morning and I had a granola bar a little ways back, so doing okay. Figuring out directions going the opposite way hasn't been too bad. There have been multiple times I've had to stop and check, but every once in a while I get a sign that says Santiago, so it's very helpful. Okay, got to this kind of crossroads area. I've been walking. I could go kind of off to the left a little bit, sort of straight off to the right, or there's another way up here. Oh, look, I didn't notice this. So Santiago, straight, but still, you're not really sure which way. And then here, this just makes me laugh. I love it. Someone spray painted to help Russell, Santiago de Compostela, this way. Well, you helped Russell, but you also helped me. So I just stopped in Dumbria to get a bite to eat, and it was a little after 12:30, and so it was early for lunch, but I kind of was hoping, maybe I could get a bocadillo, even tortilla, just something to eat. And I walked into this wonderful bar. It was just such a beautiful space. And I asked if it was possible to eat. And the woman working there showed me the menu. It was for €8. And I think it was the only option. But basically you got a little salad, fries, and then you could choose kind of your main course to accompany it. And so I picked chicken and came with bread, a drink, and dessert, and it was just perfect. I have to say, I love when like you're not expecting much by way of food and a place just comes through so perfectly. Like it wasn't too much, but it wasn't too little. I feel so satisfied right now. So good. I've got about 10 or 11 kilometers left, maybe more, maybe 12. But I really do feel fueled up for the rest of the walk. The morning had just been raining and I have been wet and I still feel like a little damp. I still haven't fully dried out, but that lunch stop really kind of rejuvenated me a bit. So very good stop on the Camino. I would say that I am feeling so disgusting and gross right now. Earlier in the walk and on the Norte, there were some very humid days where I also felt kind of gross, but this is right up there with kind of the most physically uncomfortable because of how like sticky and sweaty I am that I've been on any day on this Camino. And I think it was in part because of the rain this morning. And then, like I said, I feel like my things never totally dried out. And even though it's not raining now, it's like super overcast. It is so humid. Just climbed up a hill and I'm sweating. I feel like my shirt is just like sticking to me. Everything has this like stale wet smell to it. My shoes are just disgusting. They are so worn at this point. I think I am pushing them a little far, having walked, this is now 41 days, but I also walked part of the Camino Portuguese back in April in these shoes, and they're just developing holes, just falling apart. So, I figured it would be good to document, not just the sunny, beautiful days where I feel like I'm flying, but also the days where like sweat is just dripping down me and I feel gross. As I was walking, I thought this big intersection seemed somehow vaguely familiar, and then I realized this is where the Camino to Finisterre and Muxia splits. So right over here are the stone markers, and so now I have officially like really completed the loop and haven't backtracked and retraced my steps at all. But now, in continuing on, I am going to where I have already walked before. So, the end of today's stage, and now my next two stages to Santiago, is what I did about, I don't even know how many days ago. I've so lost track of time. I guess it's what I did 4 or 5 days ago. So it will be, I'm kind of curious to see how it is going backwards on a path that I kind of just walked, to see how much will feel familiar and to see what really feels different. So I have, I think, probably at least 6 more kilometers to go. The sun was peeking out just a little bit right for the end of my walk. I think this is my albergue right here on the left. So it looks like I have this room all to myself. My stuff is all spread out. It's kind of incredible when I see everything, like to imagine that it all fits in my pack. But I have a nice little view out the window right onto the path of the Camino. There is one of the signs. Only the first course.